Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us for today's webinar. It is my pleasure to extend warm greetings to each of you, whether it's a good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. We are thrilled to have you here. This session will be recorded, and we will also include a dedicated Q&A section. Feel free to type your questions, and we will address them in the end of the session. In today's webinar, we will learn about the exciting partnership between Toronto School of Management and the University of Law, focusing on the Masters of Global Accounting top-up and the Master of Strategic Business Management programs. You will gain valuable insights into the experience of studying at the University of Law's online campus and a deep dive into these two master's programs' content and structure, and discover how you can take advantage of the TSOM award for reduced tuition fees. My name is Simone. I am Pathways and Partnership Manager at Toronto School of Management, and today we have the privilege to have Professor Navdeep with us. He is the Director of Online Programs at University of Law. So let's get started. Next slide, please. So to begin, I would like to talk a little bit more about the partnership between Toronto School of Management and the University of Law. These two institutions have partnered to provide top quality postgraduate online programs in Canada. So if you are looking for a master's degree or postgraduate diplomas, this is an excellent opportunity for you. This collaboration allows students to access the University of Law's academic expertise while enjoying at TSOM Toronto downtown facilities. How? While the University of Law will take care of the academic delivery, academic and pastoral support, TSOM is responsible for extending exceptional support services to the students. Although the program is 100% online, you may need or you want to use our campus, so you can. And the best part, the TSOM Award. So this is a benefit that when you enroll at the University of Law program through TSOM, you can get this special discount. So later in this presentation, we will explain exactly how can you apply for this award. Next slide, please. Well, you are maybe wondering why the University of Law chose TSOM to represent their institution in Canada. So we are parent institutions, both TSOM and University of Law proudly belong to the Global University Systems network of institutions with over brands and over 80,000 students around the world. Next slide, please. So if you are a current TSOM student or alumni, you already know how our campus look like. But if you are in Canada and you want to apply for the University of Law online program and maybe use TSOM campus, let me quickly show a little bit about our institution and our campus. So, TSOM is a private career college that offered a broad range of industry-relevant programs. We have programs in business, hospitality, tourism, data analytics, digital marketing, cybersecurity, and accounting. And we have a five-story building and a lower level located in downtown Toronto. So we have 23 classrooms, we have auditorium, we have 3 computer labs, we have library as well. So you can use our structure to study from here if you want to. We also have student-run TSOM Cafe and kitchen for the students. Next slide, please. Well, now I will hand over the microphone to Navdeep to present a Universe of Law and the Master of Global Accounting Top Up and the Master of Strategic Business Management programs. Over to you, Navdeep.
Great. Thank you very much. Hello, everybody. Very warm welcome. My name's Navdeep Chauhan, and as Simone has introduced, I'm the Director of Online Programs at the University of Law Business School. It's a great pleasure to take you through two of our programs that we offer at graduate level, and I hope we'll be able to answer any questions that you may have. Next slide, please. Thank you. Just a bit about the University of Law Business School. We've been around since 2015, and since then we've built quite a number of accolades and credentials. We are part of the wider University of Law University. We are QS stars, rated 5 stars, and we also have a number of accreditations and memberships as well. And these are really important for us because if we want to show we are a credible global business school, we have to ensure we have all the badges that show that we are. So the accreditations include our Chartered Management Institute, which is a professional body for managers and leaders, Chartered Institute for Marketing, which is a professional body for marketeers, and the global renowned ACCA for the accounting and finance profession. We're also members of the Business Graduate Association, EFMD Global, and the wider Business Education Alliance. So as a business school, we're very much about the career ready, and a bit like TSOM, as Simone's just talked about, we focus on our students progressing into the workplace and preparing them for their next step. Next slide, please. Thank you. As a business school which is focused on preparing its graduates for the world of work, it's important then we have strong relationships with organizations, both based in the UK but also across the different continents. And some of the organizations we work with are listed on this slide here. So we work very closely in the finance sector, consultancy sector, logistics, e-commerce, to name a few. The business school itself has an advisory board and is made up of representatives from brands such as Deloitte, um, Alibaba, Cisco, Deutsche Bank, and Liberty Markets, and others. And essentially what the advisory board do is it advises the business school on what's going on in business. What are some of the challenges faced by local businesses, national businesses, international businesses, and what should we be thinking about as a business school when we are designing our new programs, when we're teaching our students, whether that's online or face-to-face, and when we're assessing our students as well. So this gives us reassurance that all the programs that we are going to be discussing today, they have gone through a process where they are essentially quality marked and checked by some real leading organizations. Next slide, please. So a bit about the Chartered Management Institute. It's one of our largest professional bodies in the UK, but they have members around the world. So it's a global badge to have as part of the program. And the business school is a higher education partner with the CMI. And what that means is for the Global Business Strategy Program, one of the two programs I'm going to look at today, you get access to all of CMI's resources, online resources, portfolios. You get access to their library, which is fantastic. They said it was over 2.5 million pieces of research has been uploaded to their library, so very, very extensive. You can also gain a membership with the CMI. So once you've completed your qualification, you will also get access to a CMI qualification as well, get access to their memberships. You get invited to lots of events that you can take part in. They offer additional services such as CV building, profile building, LinkedIn building. So there's lots of services that you will have access to, and they offer a mentoring scheme as well. So if you're somebody who's interested in their next promotion, entering a new sector or industry, because they have such a global network of managers and leaders, they run a global mentoring scheme, which will allow you to connect with other people in your space, and you can apply to be a part of their mentoring service. Next slide, please. So I talked a bit about organizations and our push around employability. What makes us different as a business school is that real focus on employability. So no matter if you are somebody who's looking at adding to your um, portfolio of qualifications, whether you're somebody who's looking at that next promotion, or changing your career, or taking a break from studying and wanting to do something completely different, in addition to the academic program, you'll also be that focus on the skills and the knowledge you would need in order to achieve whatever goal you aim to achieve. So that real focus on employability and that real focus on knowledge and understanding is key for us. The two programs that we're going to talk about today, they're going to be very applied. So we're going to be looking at how organizations manage some very difficult and challenging situations. So we'll make sure everything we cover in the sessions are relevant to today and to the future. So as technology advances and this whole piece around AI and impact on how we manage and lead organizations, they are the type of topics we'll be covering in our sessions. And the key thing is we don't see you actually as a student, we see you as a professional who is gaining additional knowledge and skills in order for you to achieve a goal that you have for yourself. And that's really key. So we have that real nurturing approach when it comes to delivering our programs. And you'll be with peers as well. And I'll talk in a moment about how we're going to run the online programs at the University of Law Business School. But there'll be real opportunities to network with peers on the program who could be studying from anywhere around the world. Next slide, please. Perfect. So let me talk you through the first of the two programs. This is a graduate program. It's a Master's of Science in Strategic Business Management. This program here, you have two options. You can either take it as a 1-year program or a 2-year program, and I'll talk a bit about the differences of the two. But any student who wishes to enroll on this particular program, it's a real focus on general business knowledge. So if you're managing an organization from the top and you're looking after numerous functions such as marketing, finance, accounting, and logistics, you're going to need to know a bit about each of those areas of an organization. So this program really gives you the knowledge on how businesses operate across the different areas. The second thing a student will be able to expect will be thorough and distinctive theoretical grounding, and that's really key. So we'll teach you what management says about managing people and leading organizations, but actually we're going to really focus on the application. So the theory says one thing, but actually how does it apply to reality? And that's the debates and the dialogue we will have within sessions. That real focus on the global context. Recognize you might be studying in Canada, you might be studying in a different part of the world through TSOM, which is absolutely fantastic. You're going to get a real global experience with this program, and it will be around the content we deliver. We'll focus on lots of different regions around the world. You'll also be interacting with students who are also based around the world, so that gives you that real global feeling in the sessions. And really to take you on a journey. So this program is from the very beginning to the very end, really focuses on taking you through your career development journey and giving you all the tools and the techniques you need to become a better manager and leader or a better business professional, whatever that looks like for you, and whatever organization you wish to enter, giving you all the tools you need to be successful in that space. The program itself is 180 UK credits and 240 UK credits for the 2-year program. But we can give you a bit more information if you want to know how that will translate to your local market. Next slide, please. So in terms of the MSc Strategic Business Management, there are a number of modules. So what I've talked about a moment ago is very much a high level. This is what you're going to complete by the end, and this is some of the stuff you're going to be taking away. But what this slide is showing us is essentially all the modules you're going to be covering. And as you can see there, is that real general management approach to this program. So you're going to be looking at strategy because you might be in that senior role where you're thinking about how your organization or your team is going to have to evolve and develop over 3, 5, maybe 10-year plan. So we'll cover that in that particular module. There's a lot around technology and data. So we're going to be exploring things like innovation in a digital age. We're going to be looking at what are some of those ethical challenges leaders and managers face in their organizations. We're going to be looking about how do we manage resources and manage our people when we're taking them through change or managing leading them through a particular situation. We're going to be looking at international marketing. How do organizations in the same sector around the world advertise and connect with their customers? What are some of the differences, and how do they compete? And what are some of the regional issues that may cause some challenges for an organization? We'll look at finance for decision makers. So here we won't be covering how to produce a cash flow or any of the financial tools, but actually as a manager and leader, how will you be able to read them and interpret them and then make decisions? And they're the type of skills we'll be picking up in that particular module. We'll also then be looking at how organizations are developed and how they can grow in merging economies, which is key. Now, across the MSc Strategic Business Management program, there are also three modules which are real. We call them an executive thread, and essentially what that means is they fit uh, perfectly within the program. You take each of these modules across the three terms, but they really cement the foundation as to what we want our future leaders and managers really to look like. And the first module focuses around leadership mindset. That's really about you as an individual. Now, you may not want to become a leader, but you may want to become a leader in your field. So how do you break down your own barriers and challenges to get the best out of you? You know, as human beings, we often put lots of barriers up ourselves. You know, we can't do this because actually this module really starts to tackle how you can overcome some of those personal barriers for you. The second module you'll be covering is the business simulation. And in this module, you're going to be engaging with an online simulation, a real world virtual business environment. And in this particular module, you'll get the opportunity to interact with peers, test. The key thing is you might fail, you may pass, but it's all going to be done in a safe environment, and we're all going to learn from our experiences. And then the third module is contemporary issues in business. And in this particular module, students will be able to look at a number of different case studies from around the world, tackling some of the more challenging issues that businesses face today. So there are three sort of capstone modules that really bring the program together. For students who choose to undertake this program, because it's mapped with the Chartered Management Institute Level 7 diploma, students who wish to go on and achieve that qualification, it has been mapped. There will be a process to follow if you join and you're successful, but we can talk you through that if you choose to go ahead. But in terms of how does this look, next slide, please. Thank you. I hope you can see this screen, but essentially this is our academic calendar. So within University of Law, we call it a year planner, but essentially what this demonstrates as to how do those modules I've just covered, how does it fit for a typical academic year? So the example I'm showing you today, if you chose to join us in October of this year, this is how your academic planner could look. And you will see in term one, you would have 4 modules. In term 2 and in term 3, you also have 4 modules as well. The key thing here is how they are spaced out over the course of the program. And you'll get a real mix because some of the students you could be joining could be students who are studying other modules and other programs. So what that means is you'll get to meet students who are studying other disciplines, But in modules like global business strategy, you might be in the same room. So you might be with students who are also studying, for example, cybersecurity or marketing, and you'll get to see how they engage with their programs and what their points of views are. So that's sort of the structure of the program itself. Next slide, please. If you choose to take the 2-year program with us, um, the qualification, essentially your final award, would be the MSc Strategic Business Management with professional practice. So it's the with professional practice piece I want to cover now. So your year one still looks the same. It's still 180 credits. So the same modules still apply. But in year two, if you choose to take the 2-year program, at the beginning, you can pick one of 5 options to complete. So that could be either a work placement, so that would be supporting you, guiding you to achieve a work placement in whatever area that you're in and in whatever organization or setting you wish to do so. An academic dissertation, we have a number of students who finish this program, then go on to do a PhD and actually then go into teaching at university level. And we've had a number of students who finish this program, then move on to that path. So we wanted to create a dedicated route for those individuals. So if you're somebody who's quite interested in to get into teaching and learning, whether it's at university or at lower levels, that's up to you. This academic dissertation might be a good option for you. The third one is a business project. So the business project really focuses around how organizations are tackling some of the more broader challenges within particular sectors and industries. The business plan is very much for our startups, our entrepreneurs, for those who are looking to set up a business or are in a business and need it to grow. You get some real support around the business plan. Or a consultancy project, you might be working within an organization today and they may be funding your course, and as a response they want you to work on a particular research project that's going to impact them. So the consultancy project really much taking on that consultancy role within an organization, picking a problem for an organization and then trying to solve it through the program. So that's how the MSc Strategic Business Management with professional practice works. Next slide, please. This is a very busy slide, so please accept my apologies. But what this slide shows us essentially is if you pick the 2-year program, it runs for the entire 2 years of the course. So it isn't any shorter or longer if you take the 2-year program. So year one and year two, they're absolutely parallel in terms of their start and end dates. Next slide, please. Okay, so that summed up the MSc Strategic Business Management and the Strategic Business Management with professional practice. What I now want to do is just spend a few minutes taking you through our Masters of Science Global Accounting Top-Up program. So this program provides an opportunity for those individuals who have already completed ACCA Strategic Professional Papers or equivalent to be able to then be enrolled onto this program. So if you're somebody who's already on your way to completing or have just started and you're thinking about what you're going to do next, and you've completed those professional papers, please talk to us about where you are at the moment and what opportunities are available to you. This program really focuses on taking those individuals who have got a very focused and high level accounting background to be able to uplift their knowledge and skills and take a more broader view in terms of how they will run the business. So a typical student on this program might be somebody who's in an accounting profession now, or is one who has entered it and they're now getting to the sort of the top end of their passion for this particular subject. But what they want to do is then move into more broader business and management. This program provides that transition to a more broader management approach. So the great thing is it rewards you for achieving accounting qualifications, formal accounting qualifications, by giving you essentially what we will call RPL. You then just need to complete the remaining credits to achieve this award. Next slide, please. So the modules that you will be undertaking there are 4 modules. The first 3 are 15 credit, they're shorter modules, and they are innovation management in a digital age, international business ethics, and data and decision making. So when we put these 3 modules together, we spoke to accounting professional bodies around the world, and we spoke to accounting firms as well. And they were seen as some of the 3 key themes that were coming through. So their accountants, as part of those professional bodies, were talking a lot about the need for us to be able to do this role in a more digitally advanced world. That was a really important part. The second important part was around ethics and global ethics. So it was fitting to include that module around ethics. And the final one was around data, how we have lots of data within our organizations and how we then use data to make decisions. So it fits really well with where accountants will be at this point in their career to then add on those additional knowledge and skills to take a more broader management approach. In addition to that, you're then going to be completing a 45 credit business project. So the business project itself is a research project on a particular area within the field of accounting and finance. And it could be about your business you're in or about a sector or industry that you wish to enter. Just for your information, the modules which we've essentially mapped the ACCA criteria to are highlighted in the grey below. And they are things around corporate social responsibility, global business strategy, finance for decision makers, management accounting, financial accounting and reporting, and corporate governance. Because your professional bodies already, professional papers already cover these topics in detail, we don't need to revisit those again. Your qualification will mean we can essentially RPL those modules so you can then just take on the rest. If you choose to take this program and you complete those 4 modules that are highlighted in white, you'll then graduate with an MSc Global Accounting Award. Next slide, please. So similar to the previous program, we run this over 3 terms. In term 1, 2, and 3, you will cover each of the 3 15 credit modules. So in this example here, if you join us in October 24, you'll start off with international business ethics, then innovation management in a digital age, and then finally data and decision making. And then running alongside that will be the business project. So the first term is the research methods, but the second and third term then is one-to-one supervision. So this program has really been designed to fit around somebody who's working full-time in a capacity of in accountancy. So these modules fit really well with full-time work, and we'll find a lot of students who are interested in this program will be in that particular situation. Next slide, please. Okay, so what makes us different? I've talked a lot about the practical application, and that's really key. A lot of the businesses that we talk to on a regular basis, our business advisory board, they tell us a lot around we don't want graduates who are theoretically driven but are not able to apply it to a business situation. So that's why it's been our core ethos to make sure every graduate that finishes the program, um, all of our programs in the business school, they're able to go into an organization and really apply their knowledge and their skills. That's key. That focus around employability, we help you to achieve your goal. So whether that is changing your career, going for that next promotion, taking a break and wanting to, whatever you choose to do, there will be some, you won't be the only person who's done that before at ULaw. So there'll be teams there to support you. And that key thing around flexibility, and I'll focus on flexibility in just a moment. Next slide, please. Perfect. So what will a typical week look like for you as a student on an online program? So for each module. So if we take the MSc Strategic Business Management just to begin with, there were 4 modules in term 1, 2, and 3. So for each of those modules, before you attend your live session, there's going to be some preparation activity. So that could be reading an article, watching a video, could be a knowledge quiz, could be participating in a forum. You can do that in any time that suits you, that fits around you. Once you've done that piece, you'll then be invited to a weekly 1 hour live recorded webinar. So a bit like we're doing here today, where it will be facilitated by an academic, and essentially the opportunity for you to join the call once a week, to engage with the content for that week, ask questions, be able to participate in some discussions. They're recorded, so if you can't attend, or it doesn't fit your time zone, absolutely fine. The recordings are always then completed and then uploaded on the same day, so you can have access to those recordings as well. And then once you complete your live session in the classroom, the virtual classroom, you then have some follow-up post session and then consolidate activities, which really close off each of the weeks. So your typical timetable for the MSc Strategic Business Management, you'll expect it as a minimum you will see is 4 hours per week, which will be one live webinar for each module. For the global accounting, essentially in term 1, you'll have 2 hours per week, but then in term 2 and term 3, you'll just have 1 hour per week of live sessions. Next slide, please. So why pick this why pick these programs that we've talked about today? There are really 6 things that I want to cover. The first one is around our employment promise. So our employment promise is secure a job within 9 months of successfully completing your course and meeting all the requirements. And we have that particularly on the strategic business management. Worth definitely have a look at our website where we have more details on what those requirements are. So please do check those out. Second thing is 94% of our graduates are employed in 15 months, and this is PG students, postgraduate students, courses that we're looking at today. And they were in highly skilled occupations, and that's really key. So getting a job which isn't just any job, but getting a job which is highly skilled matches or enhances the qualification level that you're undertaking. That's really key. So that's be another reason why you'd probably want to be thinking about this program. The third thing is our professional body accreditations and memberships, particularly the Chartered Management Institute, which is key. The fourth one is our teaching staff. We have a real nice mix of teaching staff. We have traditional academics who have gone through the route of PhDs, and we have academics who have come from industry, and they're bringing some of their practical experiences into the classroom. We're also we have the most up-to-date teaching and learning materials, assessments and support. And like I said at the very beginning, it's about that connection with business. So we know everything we're covering in the classroom are things that businesses are talking about in the world outside. And that's really key because then you will have the most up-to-date knowledge when you leave the program. And then finally is the support. And I think often we forget as online students that you're not alone and there are lots of people available to you. And next slide, please. What I'll just show you now is just some of those people. So if you choose to join a program with us, and Simone's talked about TSOM services as well. So there's more people to add to this list if you choose to undertake this program. But at ULaw, you're going to have your teaching staff who you will see every week and have access to. You'll have your module leaders who will run each of those modules and will be communicating to you via different platforms. You'll have your personal academic tutors, your professional development staff. You'll have student journey advisors. You'll have me as your program director. You have my Laurie, who's our program and student lead, and a number of student service, Central University Student Service Support. That is fantastic. And Lots of students have said when they've joined us and then graduated, actually they didn't realize how much staff went into running these online programs, and the support that we provide around it is key. We have got several starts across the year, particularly around October, February, and June. So they're particularly important for us in the business school. Next slide, please. My final sort of comments now around our employability team. I've talked a lot about how we support you with your employability and your ambitions. Actually, what does that look like? So within the business school and the wider university, we offer things like one-to-one career support, employability talks for online students and for face-to-face students as well. We run a number of mock events. So if you have an interview coming up or an assessment center, we'll do some mock events with you. We'll check your CV, personal statement, things like that. We have a vast job vacancy database. So that's really interesting when it comes to um, jobs, both in the UK, but also wider afield as well. We have lots of variety and choice. And that real focus on skills, behavior, and taking you on that journey and supporting you through that journey. And these services are available from the very beginning when you join us and even beyond graduation as well. Next slide, please. Okay, so my final slides before I hand over to Simone to close. Essentially, we have got, so if you're looking at the strategic business management program, we have got a full-time program. So that's 1 year for the 1 year program, 2 years for the MSc with professional practice. And if you are interested in part-time, please do look at part-time as well. We run part-time online programs as well. So if you're somebody who might be working full-time, may have kids, as lots of our students do, maybe looking after parents or elderly guardians, like many of our students currently do. Think about the part-time route and just see how that would fit around your other really important commitments. Next slide, please. So just a piece around the course fees itself. So for the MSc Global Accounting Top-Up, so we've got the course fee there. That's in UK pounds. But if you need any more information, then there is an email address which we have added on for you. Just the next slide for me. Brilliant. And then for the MSc Strategic Business Management, the course fee for the 1 year program is £11,300. For the 2 year program is £12,450. So on this moment in time, I'm going to stop talking and hand over to Simone to take us through the final slides.
Thank you so much, Navdeep, for this comprehensive presentation. It was really amazing. Now that you present the programs, the tuition, I want to highlight about the TSOM award that will reflect tuition savings between 10% to 20% for the students that apply for the University of Law through TSOM. And how you will do that is actually very, very easy. Um, you will follow the application process. So here we have an overview. So first of all, you will visit the University of Law website. You will select your program, which master you are interested in. Then you will move forward, click and make an inquiry to register. You will complete a form that will ask you about your education history, your employment history, a personal statement, um, and ask you to attach your documents. So very, very easy online directly at the University of Law website. Um, Reference is not needed at this stage, and then you will submit your application. So next slide, please. And then when you are in your final step, it will ask further information. This is when you will select Toronto School of Management as partner. So you will see in your screen um, a question. Are you applying via educational agent representing the University of Law? So in this section, you will select under agent partnership, Toronto School of Management, and for agent email, you will type academic pathways at torontosom.ca. That is our email, and you will receive your offer letter um, with the regular amount, but within a week, the University of Law admissions team will send an updated letter with the adjusted fees with this discount, this TSOM award. Okay. For those who are interested in applying for the programs, we can connect after this webinar to confirm your preferred start date and the final fees with this TSOM award for you. Keep in mind that all the tuition must be paid in pounds directly to the University of Law, so the application is directly in their website, but TSON team is here also to support you through this process. We are closely in work with the ULaw admissions team, so you can contact with us, with them to apply this discount on your program. And next slide, please. This is all for today. Thank you so much for watching us. I don't see any questions on our Q&A session, but you can always email us if you have any questions further. So my email is academicpathways@torontosom.ca. And I will conclude this session thanking you, Professor Navdeep, for this insightful webinar. And to everyone who are watching us, we hope to welcome you to University of Law Online Campus soon. Thank you.